So hello brothers, this is me Sandeep, and now onwards we will learn together the topics of DSA. Basically, I have started the program where I will take each and individual topic of data structure and algorithm so that we can discuss on the topic, we can solve multiple problems regarding to that topic. I mean, we can say that we will solve the problem of lead code so that we can build our logic on DSA. So let's start with today. And today I have picked the topic from very scratch level. I mean, we can say that it is the beginning of data structure and algorithm. That is none other than array. Okay. So as I have mentioned, the topic that I will going to pick up or explain this topic in this video, and in further videos I will take the example. I will solve the question on the chart as well as laptop. Okay. So in today's video, I will discuss the introduction of array, declaration, initialization, and syntax, and some operations of array. Like we talk about the introduction. So if we so let's start with the very first topic, introduction. So introduction. Basically, we have to know what is array, what is the meaning of array, why we are using array. Is there anything or any technique that is using to replace it, and we can say that why we are using this concept array. Is there any other topic or concept which could solve the problem which is solved by the array? So let's dive into the content, or we can say that the meaning of array, right? So it is a data structure uh, where it store multiple elements, I mean a collection of element in a contiguous memory allocation, right? Like if we take example 1 2 3 4 5, it would be called array. And what is the definition that I have told you? Array is a collection of similar kind of data or element stored in contiguous memory allocation. Okay. So let's break our definition into smaller terms so that we can understand the meaning of keywords that I have used in my definition. So it is a collection of similar kind of data. First, collection similar kind of data or element. It is stored in contiguous memory location. Memory location, ML stand for memory location, right? Before this, we was using, I mean, kind of a data type like a int, float, char to store the variable. We can say that we can say that data so that we can perform multiple operation on that, right? If we talk about we have to take multiple data so that we can perform some operation on that. So it was needed earlier, like we have to take if we take same example, if we have to store, I mean, marks of some student, like in past data structure, we can say that in into float or it was this keyword name, what was that name? Sorry, I forgot that. So if we need to store the data of multiple student, so in past learning we have to use that, like int math equal to 5, int science equal to, I mean, like 50, like 60, or int I mean, we can say that English like 70. If we were needed to store the students marks, so it was needed to take us individual, I mean, take it individual variable to store the data of a student, I mean, we can say that marks of a student. So overcome this thing, using multiple line to declare initialize to store the data of a student, we are the developer introduced the array. So we simply initialize and declare declare and initialize the values or element in a we can say that box, right? So this is written that it is a collection. You can say here 1 2 3 4 5. It is stored at one variable, right? Like array, if like array. Okay. Similar kind of data. What do you understand by similar kind of data? It means similar kind of data means data type. So it would be needed to me like what I can use to sorry similar kind of data. Generally in programming language it was seen that there are so many kind of data type like you have, I hope you have already studied the data types like if we take for example int, float, character, long boolean and many more, right? So array said that it is a collection of similar kind of data. If you are going to store the element into the array, so you have to choose wisely your data type, right? If you are storing the value here 1 2 3 4, so all the elements should belong to same data type. Same data type means if you are using integer value, so you have to put all the elements like belong to integer, right? If you are storing float values, you have to make sure that you have to store each and every element belongs to float value. Suppose you are storing character like a b c d or many more special character a b c d has and I'm sorry, like this. So if you're going to store this, you have to keep one thing in your mind, that you have to take each and individual element belongs to same data type, right? So it is the meaning, or we can say that introduction of array and contiguous memory allocation. What do you understand by contiguous memory allocation? Like, let's understand with a very simple example. So what do you understand by contiguous? It means it would be it will rise something in your mind that something is going to store in contiguous. Like if you take example of person, like this one person seated first, then after second, third, fourth, and many more steps, right? And in similar way, this is also kind of that thing that is raising in your mind, like here you can say that we have stored one, then after two, then three, four, and five, right? So contiguous memory allocation, it means you have to store value one after one, right? After one. Oh, sorry. And for this, to calculate where your data is stored, or where your elements are going to store, or where it is already stored, to find the, we can say that location in memory, we use the concept of index. What do you understand by index? Let's understand with example, right? uh, Indexing always starts from 0, so 0 1 2 3 and 4, right? Right. So as you can say that index number 0, at index number 0 we have stored value 1, and at index number 1 we have stored value 2, 2 3 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 0 1 2 3, sorry, there would be 4. Here we have stored 5, right? As you can say that see clearly here, we are storing the values in contiguous memory allocation. Like we start with indexing 0, then indexing 1, then indexing 2, then indexing 3, and then indexing 4, sorry, at index 4. So contiguous memory allocation, it is like that, right? That I have told you that we have to store the element one by one, and for calculating the allocation, we can say that address, or we can say that to calculate the location of that particular element, we use the concept of indexing, and indexing starts from 0. So there should be a question rise in your mind, that why you are starting the indexing from 0, why you don't why you do not start the indexing from 1? So that is the good question. If it is rising in your mind, If don't, so there's no problem, you're okay. I'm going to tell that, right? Suppose this element 4 which is stored at index number 3, and we have to find the address, or we can say that location in memory of element 4. So then the concept come into the game. Indexing, why indexing starts from 0? So basically, sorry, basically we store the base address at index number 0, so that it could be helpful to find the index, I mean we can say that location of any element with the help of index number, right? If it like, let's understand this term with a very basic example, like if we store the base address like it is 100, which is stored at index number 0, and you have to find what is the we can say that location of index number third index number third element, 0 1, I mean 0 1 2 and 3. What would be location or address of index number third? So it is very simple. If there is a difference of some bit, like if you are using integer, it takes the memory of if we are taking integer, so it is occupy, I mean 4 bit of memory, 4 bit, sorry, bit or byte, I'm a little bit confused. 4, sorry, yeah, 4 byte. And we know that 1 byte equal to 8 bit. So here we are using data type integer, so it will take 8 bit, right? Sorry, yeah, 4 byte. So if it takes 4 byte, and if we store the base address 0, so what would be second 4? There's a difference of a 4 byte, so 104 108 10 and 12. To find the address of the element, we put the base address at 0, and then we have to plus all the addresses, I mean after leaving base address is like 1 2 and 3, you have to find the address of third element. So simply you have to multiply the difference, like has difference of 4 bit, so clearly you can find the address or location in memory of that particular index and element, right? Has 100 and 4 3s are 12, it would be 10, sorry, 112, I mean 112. And this also, if we took it 100 104 108 and 112. So to find the location, or we can say that address of array, we introduce or we put the 0th index from starting, right? So it was all about indexing. And some people say will say that it would be also helpful when you will start the indexing from 1. So let's see what would be happen, like if we start indexing from 1, so here's 0, and you're going to take third index. Third, you can simply take -1, because we have started indexing from 0. So if we are going to take, I mean put here 1, so we can simply -1, then we can into we can multiply the difference like 4 bit, and it would be helpful, like sorry, it would be if we take 1 2 and 3 and 4, so it would be fourth index, like it would be fourth index. So say people will say that you can simply -1 and then you can into, yeah, that's absolutely right. But it will going to make the task complex for the compiler, for the computer, and it will going to take a much more time as compared to index number 0. That's why we are using the indexing from 0, right? Okay, so now we will understand the second point that I have mentioned on the chart, that is declaration and initialization in array. right? So for that we have to understand what is the syntax of array, like. So it is very simple, like you can simply use data type, then you have to use this bracket, then you use to array arr, and here new and data this space and data type again, and here you can put those sizes of array. Okay, uh, I don't know is it visible to you or not. If it would be not visible, I will provide you the handwritten notes, or I will share you, or I will attach some handwritten these notes in link, or we can say that, or I would mention it on the middle of a video, right? So I had a written like data type, as we already know that data type has integer, float, or character, and you also know that array is a collection of similar kind of data. Similar kind of data, like if you're using integer, then you have to use integer value. Okay, you have to put one of data type, then curly, then this braces, then you have to use array name. This is totally up to you that what you're going to take as array name, that what you're going to give the name of your array, right? It's totally up to you, because it is array, so most of the people use this term arr, which is stand for array. You can also take your name, like if you talk about my, I can use Sandeep, or xyz, the student, or anything. It's totally up to you, and you have to use equal sign, then you have to use new keyword and data type, and again size. You don't pressurize your mind that what I have written on the chart. I will describe each and individual term one by one, right? Like it is the basic syntax of array. And declaration, what do you understand by declaration? Like declare, suppose you said that there is a it, there is a subject name as math, like integer. I don't know why is it not working. I think there's same issue. Integer, what I had told. Okay, anyway, like subject math. Okay, so initialization, sorry, declaration is using integer and variable name. It's simply like that, as you already, I mean, we can say read it. Okay, so in array, how we can declare this multiple way or declaration of array, like as data type, it can use integer. You can calibrate this here. You can name array equal to new integer, like data type. Here should be same data type that you are using to form that array, right? Integer, and here would be integer value for all the kind of data type. Like if you are creating an array of size 5, so simply you have to write here 5. It would create a blank, or we can say that it will occupy the memory of size 5 for the element that you are going to put into the array, right? If you use here 100, 200, it will increase on the memory, and it will occupy the memory in your CPU, or we can say that memory, right? Sorry, no, it's not CPU. So like that, int. And there's also one way you can use int, then you can use array, then you can simply use these calibrations. Okay, then you can write here same thing. Okay, or if you want to declare it like in different way, or you can say that you can choose any of them, and you can simply int it with column, and then you have to name this array, or anything that you have gave the name to your array, and then you can use new, or new integer, or and you can give the size of array, right? So here this is the different way of initialization of array, I mean, sorry, declaration of array. Now we will learn how we can initialize. What is the meaning of initialize? like you are going to give the value, or you are going to put the value in these brackets, or we consider these boxes. It is called initialization. And in array there is a two way of initialization. First one is bilateral method. Second is using address, by using address. So you don't need to write the all those sentences. I mean, sorry. Firstly, you have to declare. Then after you can initialize. It is like you have to make some boxes. Then you have to put the value into it, right? So here, by literal method, you are simply use integer, name array, and then blank. And then after you can simply use these curly braces and put all the elements according to your data type. Like we are using here integer, so we will put all the value belongs from integer 1 2 3 4 and 5. Then you have to into this column. Okay, so this is called literal method, or by this you can directly initialize the elements into the array, like. And second is by using address, like as I already told you that indexing start from 0 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, so you have to initialize, I mean declare array integer, like array new int size 5. Okay, and then you have to initialize by using address, like you are putting value 1 at index number 0. You have to simplify, write the array name and its indexing, where you are going to put the value or element. Simply here you can so basically like that you can initialize the element into the array, right? So this is all about array. And there's some point, we consider some plus point that you have to know on in array, is that if you have declared the array of size 5, like integer array then braces and then give it 5 size 5, right? And you print it, like if we print and one more thing that we are going to explain these all the thing, or we can going to flow in direction of DSA in the programming language which is Java, right? So simply we use out system.out.println. It is a keyword which is used for print the, I mean, any output that you want to print on the screen, computer screen, right? If you will print this array of size 5, here you can use what how you can print the array, right? So here you will find that if you have only declared the array, you will find that there is a array of with 5 elements, and that is 0. And this is what I am going to tell you. It takes the default value 0 if you don't initialize any array, like you have declared the something. And it is also valid for if you forget to put any value at any index number, it will take I mean default value 0 at that index number, right? And now it's time to understand this, how we can print it or how we initialize it on. So for better understanding, we will solve, or we will understand, I mean, syntax, initialization, and now in this video I'm not going to cover operation. Okay, so that's all about array. And let's understand, or we can say that let's understand it in laptop screen, right? So let's